Homestead. Hopefully you can hear me over the girls and the wind. It's starting to cloud up. For the Why Wednesday, I thought I would tell you why we chose... They're kind of pecking my back. Maybe this was a bad location. Why we chose red sex-link chickens. These are called red sex-link. There's different names that they go by, such as ISA Browns or ISA Browns, Golden Comets. Each hatchery kind of has their own name. But I thought I would tell you a little bit about why we chose them. If you ever read our About page on our Facebook page or our website, you'll see that I had Delaware chickens listed because they were considered a dual-purpose breed. They were kind of on the endangered spectrum of heritage breed birds, and I wanted to be able to help that breed. And when you're a homestead, I think a lot of people look at a dual-purpose bird, or when people are starting with chickens, they're looking at a dual-purpose bird. But Dad started with these and some barred rock, so I thought I would tell you some reasons as to why I chose these hens as our first chickens on this farm. Alright, so why did we choose the red sex-link / ISA Browns chickens? Kind of by accident. If you've read any of our blog posts, you'll see that I have a post about how do we get this many chickens. Dad wanted chickens. And when he wanted chickens, I said, why don't you get like 4? Because he doesn't like to eat chicken. He goes, I don't want just 4. I like eggs. So he was debating between 12 and 18 chickens, or chicks. I don't know why he wanted that many, but that's what he thought he wanted. The guy at the store told him he thought there were just 24 or 26 in the water tank that they were in. And he goes, well, I don't want to leave just 8 by themselves. Let's take them all. So he and his friend and the store guy packaged up all the chickens, got home, and there ended up being 32. And at the time there were, I don't know, maybe 18 ISA Browns and 16 barred rocks, I think. And he thought they were all pullets. He thought they were all females. And they started growing, and we realized that several of the barred rocks were not female. They were roosters. And we didn't want roosters. They were getting a little too rowdy. The coop was a little too crowded, and we decided at maybe about 12 weeks of age to butcher the roosters. I don't remember the week for sure, but they were old enough. They were plenty old. They were actually probably a week or 2 overdue. And we were left with the barred rock hens and the ISA Brown hens. The ISA Browns were definitely female. And we started realizing how much more the Browns / red sex-link chickens laid. They're known for laying like 300 eggs a year once they start laying. Those first 20 weeks or so, they don't lay. They're just being chicks. They're just growing. They're eating. They're pooping. They're creating a mess. But once they start laying, they'll average about 300 eggs a year. Now, I've heard that they'll drop production by 20% thereafter. So 20% of 300 is 60. So the second year, they'll drop down to 260 eggs. But the barred rocks are a dual-purpose heritage breed. They're not really threatened or endangered or anything. They're just a popular breed that people go to. They're kind of pretty. They have that black and white speckly pattern with some red combs and ears and stuff. But they are a dual-purpose breed. So their focus is not just egg laying. It's not just meat. They do both. So back in the olden days, when you had chickens, you wanted a bird that could be one or the other. If you had lots of hens, you could get lots of eggs. If you had lots of roosters, you could cull them and eat them. So they wanted a bird that could do both things. Well, we found out that they don't produce as many eggs as the Browns. They produce quite a few. For the range of egg-laying breeds, I think they're probably about 250 eggs a year. Don't quote me on that. But they're nowhere near at the laying capacity of the Browns. I would really like to promote heritage breed animals, not just chickens, but goats, sheep, whatever, because I believe in breed preservation. But when I'm looking at the bottom line or how much money we can make or lose, I gotta go for the high egg production bird. And that means it's a hybrid. It's an anomaly that man has created, but it serves our purpose. And I'm finding that a lot more homestead people are facing this with their flock decisions. A lot of people go to the store and pick out the cute little birds that they want, and that's absolutely fine. It gives them homes. But if you're looking at homesteading, if you're looking at providing food for your family or just yourself, and you want an egg-laying breed, you're going to have to look at something like the Isa Browns. Dad also wanted brown egg chickens, I think. But we've found that people think brown eggs taste better. I really don't think there's a difference, but to each his own. If they want to believe that, by all means. People just like brown eggs. They're used to the white eggs in the store, and I think sometimes it's more of a stereotype that store white eggs. You can still get brown eggs in the store. You can even get organic or free range or what have you at the store. But we wanted brown for marketability. I wanted the browns, the red sex link, like Dad, because I knew they were great egg layers, and the brown eggs. So that's the reason why we chose ours. But going back to homesteaders, when they're starting to look at breeds of chickens to raise for eggs or meat, I'm seeing a lot of them shift away from heritage breeds as a dual purpose to a specific hybrid bird, either for the eggs or meat. Some of your top meat birds are going to be Cornish cross, I think that's what they're called, Cornish cross or Freedom Ranger. They're both bred specifically to grow at exponentially fast rates. Your Cornish cross will be ready for butchering in about 8 weeks, sometimes as little as 7. They also come with their problems. They can be prone to injuries and even heart attacks because they grow so fast. And once again, that is man's influence, that is our as man's influence. But when you want to raise something for food, you don't want to wait a long time. If you get a heritage breed, they can be up to 12 weeks. And by then you've put in a lot more feed, a lot more time, and they really tend to be slightly tougher. Some people think that their flavor is better because it's maybe matured longer on the bird, or there's a better light to dark meat ratio. There's even some chefs that specifically seek out heritage breeds, either with pork, chicken, cattle. But for the most part, if you're looking at your best bang for your buck, it's going to be with a hybrid bird or something thereof. If you're looking for the best bang for your buck, you're going to kind of have to look at those hybrid breeds, such as the Isa Browns or the red sex link chickens, or your Cornish cross meat chickens. The Freedom Rangers are also known as a meat bird, but they take a little bit longer to mature. I think it's closer to 10 weeks, but I'm not sure. So why did we choose the Browns? High egg laying, quick brown eggs, and they are kind of the best bang for our buck. Why did I choose the pullet size? Well, at the time, it seemed like the best option for us. We needed eggs like stat because we were running out of eggs for our customers, and it was really stressing me out. But also, when I did a ton of math, in case you hadn't seen my chicken math video, I'll link it below. But between raising chicks, purchasing them through a hatchery, and buying the pullets at about 21 weeks, the pullets at 21 weeks were actually slightly cheaper for me than buying chicks and going through 21 weeks of feed. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I may not have touched on anything that you were really interested in, but thank you for hanging in there with me. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please consider subscribing, commenting, and sharing our video. It really helps our channel. If you have any suggestions about what we should be having on our channel, I'd really appreciate it. I'm always looking for new content, and I might not be the best source of information, but I'm also willing to do some research. So let me know what you want to see down in the comments, or my email is also in the video description. And hope everyone's having a good day. We'll check you later.